Hello, it is me, the Ginger Man, and at last I've made it onto the Pilgrims Way. After months of flirting with the idea, I'm finally here. I've decided to start in Culross because, well, Culross is stunning and it's a great place, and I'm going to walk from Culross to Dunfermline in this first section. I've got my Fife Pilgrims Way book by Ian Bradley, in the footsteps of monks, miners and martyrs, and now ginger men. It's a lovely day, there's a little cool breeze to keep me nice and cool, and I'm just going to sit on my way and follow the story of the pilgrims. So, Fife's Pilgrim Way, show me what you got! Peace!
I'll turn on the camera, test my microphone, I'm firing up the podcast, sound waves coming to your home. Ginger man with a can is here to make your day. Ginger man with a can would like to hear you say today.
It is good to have an end to journey towards, but it is the journey that matters in the end. Okay, so you'll know on all my journeys, we've bumped into these all along the way. These beautiful, beautiful signposts that tell you all about the Pilgrim's Way. So here we are at Culross, and it tells us about the local heroes. Culross was one of the starting points for the pilgrims travelling to St Andrews. That's me, Gingerman and his followers, we're going to St Andrews. It was also a pilgrim destination due to its links with Saint Seraph and Mungo. People in the Middle Ages were fascinated by saints. These holy role models each had their own spectacular tale to tell. We're going to be travelling all of this. Hopefully the weather stays good. It has not been the best summer yet, or spring. It's not even summer yet, but we're on the cusp of summer. Anyway, for hundreds of years, pilgrims have journeyed across Fife to the sacred site of St Andrews as the resting place of the bones of one of Jesus's disciples. We're going all the way back to one of Jesus's disciples. This is a holy walk, if ever there was a holy walk. The town had equal status to Santiago de Compostela and was one of the main pilgrim destinations in medieval Europe. This steady stream of pilgrims who travelled to St Andrews in search of salvation, healing and adventure shaped the landscape of Fife, and it earned the nickname the Pilgrim Kingdom. Today the Fife Pilgrim Way follows one of the main routes to Scotland's answers to Jerusalem, taking in some of Fife's best views and holy spots. Anyway, let's go. And we're off, we're moving. We are now officially following in the footsteps of the pilgrims. Every time I've been to Culross, it was kind of last year and it was in lockdown. Now I'm here in non-lockdown times. It's very busy for a Monday morning. So we're heading up the back causeway in Culross. Now again, I know you're probably thinking, what a beautiful place to start. Are you not going to explore more into Culross? Well, funnily enough, I already have. I've been here a few times on the Fife Coastal Path in previous episodes. You can, and feel free to go check them out. I just got to keep following the signs for the Pilgrim's Way, which I've lost already. As I'm dazzled by Culross's beauty and charm and character. Look, I thought I'd stop here at the Market Cross. Look, that building is this one over here. So, thought I'd get into the nitty gritty of the walk and learn as I go. So, if the pilgrim has time before setting out, well, I've got some time, they would be well advised to take one of the excellent National Trust tours, which run an hour afternoon between late March and late October. Cheers, Ian. Anyway, These involve walking up the steep brae to the Market Cross, that's where I am right now, surmounted by the unicorn, the national animal of Scotland. On one side is a pink Harald 17th century house with a Greek motto inscribed on the lintel over the front window that translates to "God provides and will provide." A reassuring text for pilgrims setting out. On the other side of the road, an outside staircase leads to a house that was long known as the nunnery, but was in fact a brothel. There we go. I like this book, it's telling us stuff. Right, so where's the brothel at? Get this, cars actually drive up here. I'm going to have to come in into the side. It's a slippery wee causeway, but back in the day would lead you up to the brothel apparently. You know, stottering down here, oh, I went up to the Culross brothel. Now we've got some signposts. I think they're all telling us we're on the coastal path, not the Pilgrims Way. Have I come the wrong way on the Pilgrims Way? Have I gone the coastal pathway? I'll just keep following the coastal pathway because I know it meets up at some point with the Pilgrims Way. So, sitting here on the bench looking out over the Forth, Grangemouth on the horizon. It's interesting to read more about the history of Culross. It only became part of the Pilgrim Kingdom in 1891 when it was transferred from Perthshire by the Boundary Commissioners, so I didn't know that until this very sentence. It reached the height of its prosperity in the late 16th and early 17th centuries when George Bruce, who is commemorated by imposing memorial in a family vault attached to the parish church, exploited the rich coal seams under the Forth and also developed a successful salt manufacturing business. Interesting. Extensive trade with Low Countries and Scandinavia made its harbour the fourth biggest in Scotland. There you go, the fourth biggest harbour in Scotland, Culross was. That's amazing. The picturesque houses that lined the cobbled streets rising steeply from the shore date from this period. Another important industry was the manufacture of iron girdle pans for making pancakes and oatcakes. Amazing. Interestingly, it says here that there was a decline after this, a considerable decline, until the newly formed National Trust for Scotland set about restoring its houses in 1930s. So it wasn't until the 1930s that, as we know it today, it began to restore itself. Really interesting. On the road again. I just can't wait to get on the road again. The ginger man is walking solo again. Here we go. Stop. Look. Listen. Fife Pilgrims Way. I've not done it yet, so here we go. Tag. Pick up Gate XP whilst I'm at it. Right. Why? We bench stop. As benches go, this is probably like a 4.5 out of 10. It's not the comfiest, but you know, it does. It's somewhat clean. Gives you a place to read your pilgrim book. In the last bit, wherever I got to, I think I was talking about the history of Culross. And then I started going on learning more about the pilgrims. That's what I was reading about, the pilgrims. And interestingly, what is written about surf in Kentigern in the paragraphs that follow comes with a strong health warning. In common with most of their contemporaries, there was objects of hagiography. Hagiography? I've never heard of that word. Exaggerated, fanciful write-ups. Thanks for explaining that to me. To enhance their sanctity and the reputation of their ecclesiastical institutions with which they became associated. Big words. Rather than biography in the sense that we would understand it today. False news, spin and propaganda may seem characteristic features of our own times, but they were also so much to the fore in the Middle Ages, not least among the monastic chroniclers who wrote up the lives of the early saints, inventing stories and incidents to enhance the reputation of a particular monastery. Well, where have we heard that before? That's interesting. So basically what he's saying is take everything with a pinch of salt, because it happened so long ago that we can't be sure how true it was, and also remembering that the people writing at the time were trying to write favourably for these people, so really the reality is we don't know the reality. Cheers, Ian. Bath looks beautiful, doesn't it? It really does. It really is a cracking day for it. That light breeze is allowing me to walk with haste, a merrily haste. I know what you're thinking. He's not going to carry that book the whole 54 miles. And no, I'm not. I will utilise the bag at some point. But it's got me thinking about the whole saints and how we, you know, people put these saints on pedestals, but we don't actually know the truth behind their sainthood. But what we do know is the saints who affect our lives and the people we know who are saints. Like for me, my mum is a saint. So if anyone, I'm dedicating this walk to my mum and all the saints in my life. And I guess you can do the same thing. The saints are the people in your life, are the people who have touched you in a way that you can relate to, you understand, and you have that evidence through experience. Yeah, so aye, that's what this book and that little paragraph taught me. Right, we're coming off the path, we're following some signage. Fife Coastal Path, Fife Coastal Path. Are we just following the coastal path signs? Is that what we're doing? We're just assuming we know the way. I'm just going to cross the bridge and hope that we get more Pilgrims Way signs. Crossed this bridge a few times. Famously crossed it with the bearded barman, like episode 3. I guess cue cut to that scene. There we go, I'm back on the bridge. I think they've painted it since. Nice. Tag. Remember ginger element here. What I like about coming on a walk like this is not only learning, but as it gives me like the opportunity to just really think about things, plan things, create things in my mind, imagination, because all of it around me, the nature inspires. All of it inspires, it's amazing. The Fife Coast turned into the Pilgrims Way, the Pilgrims Way turns into the ... Hi, here we are. Welcome to Low Valley Field. So, slide my glasses up on my nose. So we're out the woods and we're back into the town areas where Low Valley Field exists, but we won't be going into Low Valley Field, just like the Fife Coast. It's almost identical. Actually it is identical because we're following the same path at the start. Well, one thing I know is a whole load about St Serf now. Well, when I say I know, we're speculating again about its history, but it's pretty interesting. The guy, non-historically speaking, chucked a staff across the Forth and said, wherever it lands, we'll build a monastery and a church. And it happened to be in Culross. Of course that's not true. And it said he went off to Egypt, he became a monk, he was called to Jerusalem, he set up home in the Ochil Hills. And if you look around, there's a whole bunch of churches named after St Serf across Fife. I think the book said 7 or 9, I'll double check. And one in particular on Loch Leven, which I've been to. So his name is all across the kingdom, but I'll read more into this story again. I'm kind of walking and reading and filming. I'm trying to multitask here. Just got recognised by the bin man in Newmills, so big shout out to the bin man who said, "You're doing a good job, thank you." No thank you for collecting the rubbish, because that is literally a thankless task. And if you ask me, you don't get paid enough money, Fife Council. Pay your bin men more money. I bet the pilgrims of the Middle Ages didn't encounter bin men. The Pilgrims Way sign just taking us straight through New Mills, no messing around. Tag, and we're into Toryburn. Update, I'm back following the Fife Coastal Path signs. I've not seen a Pilgrims Way path sign in a while, so fingers crossed I have not deviated too far off the path. In my head, when I think the pilgrims doing a walk through Middle Age, oh, there you are. Well, first thing is the pilgrims didn't have to watch out for cyclists. Right, we're coming to a cross section. There's a sign with a walking man and what looks like the Fife Coastal Path walking that way. Huh, am I still on the wrong path? Or still on the unknown path? Any sign of Pilgrims Way? Negative. Running up this way, through the woods of Toryburn. There we go. This is a cool wee bit, this. I like this bit. A ginger's best friend is shade. It really is. Right there, there's a wedding venue in there. I went to a wedding in there. That's what I'm trying to say. Right. We're still seeing signs of the coastal path. None for the Pilgrims Way. So as I say, I hope and pray that I'm still going the right way. Because ideally I want to ideally I want to end up at Dunfermline Abbey. And that's where part 1 will finish. And then we'll go into part 2. You see the logic here. Woo! So now we're going to come out on this wee farm road next to Cairney. I think the Pilgrims Way is going to take us through Cairney Hill. Can't get my zip up. Anyone else distracted by a ladybug? They're so cool. Look at it. Look at it. Ladybugs on the Fife Pilgrims Way. One of the things I like about the Pilgrims Way is it's a fairly new project. It opened in 2019, which was right before lockdown. So yeah, this is a brand new sort of signposted walk. Probably why the Fife Coast has more signs. But as I move in away from the coast, I won't be relying on the Fife Coast knowledge of the walk. I'll be relying on past knowledge and experiences, we'll say, and hoping for the best. Right, I think this is the section where I'm going to say bye to the Fife Coastal Path. If I turn right, I go to Cairney, which takes me straight to the side. Right, now if I turn left, that takes me towards the wee junction at Cairney Hill, which takes me straight to Dunfermline. So I'm going to be turning left, straight walk to Dunfermline. I think I might have missed a section back there where I should have turned, maybe, I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Maybe I'm delirious with the sunshine. Maybe I need to get the book back out and have a wee read. I don't know. Right, so I'm heading towards Cairney Hill in that direction. It smells like horse shit over here. And there's a busy road here. So aye, not the best bit of the walk, but head down and let's just get this bit over with. Look at this. Across the road, I found it. I found the Fife. I found it. That's all I'm saying. Look, it cuts through there. That's what I missed. So basically I went the wrong way, but look, boom! I made the right choice to cut back towards Cairney Hill, and I made my way back on the path. And this is like a straight shooting cycle path all the way to the Toon. Sorry, let me correct myself. All the way to the City of Dunfermline, yes. Because as I film this, just this week, Dunfermline got granted city status, so I'm now walking towards the ancient capital of Scotland, and now the City of Dunfermline. How exciting! This is all new walking territory for me, like this little bridge over the old train track. And I say the old train track, but right as I started the trip there was a big cargo train going past. Loads of coal in it. I think it was a coal train, I don't know. There, another grassy bridge. I have no idea exactly where I am right now. As I say, this is all new walking territory. I know I'm coming out to Cairney Hill, that's for sure. This looks like a fancy pants area. Don't mind me, it's just the ginger man passing through on his merry Fife Pilgrim Way. Hello and goodbye. Don't go in there, danger of electric shock. Right, I think it's this way, up this narrow path. I hope it's up this way. I've still not found somewhere to stop and have lunch. It's because I'm on the edge. I'm on the edge of being... I'm on the edge of knowing if I'm going the right way or not. And I think I'm coming out on the main street of Cairney Hill here. I think that's where I am, which is fine because I know the way from here. Right, here we go. I think I've got options here. I think we can head into the woodlands. Yes, it's this way. This is the official way. Look, you see the sign? Ooh. Run and tag, we're back on. I was a little bit worried the path was going to follow alongside the road all the way to Dunfermline. I've driven that road 1,000 times, but no, we're going right through the woods. This is awesome. Look at this. You don't see that every day. Unbelievable. That is like something out of one of my nightmares. I don't want to go too close. But that is like something out of one of my nightmares. I think there's another one down here. This is cool. It's like an old car. It's like an old rotten car exhibition. There you go. You didn't know it was here, it is here. There's an engine. Some old cars. This is pretty cool. Oh my god. It's totally overgrown inside. It's cool. It's pretty cool, but as I say, it's like something out of one of my nightmares. As is this building. But it'd be nice if you could renovate it back up. Turn it into a wee cafe off the road. So you go see the minging cars and go to the cafe. I'm just talking nonsense. I'm too excited to be back in the way. I'm back in the way, lads. There are more signs, but look, this way. This way or that way? I'm going to go this way. Ah, the breeze. I'm having the time of my life. What a day. Woo. So yeah, if you are watching this thinking, oh, you know what, I quite like to do the Fife Pilgrims Way, do it. And as I mentioned at the start, you can start at Culross or you can start at North Queensferry, but we're opting to start at Culross today. I'm going to find someone up here and get my book out, and we'll do a little bit more reading, because I feel like we're really close to the ending the first stage, I guess, which is at Dunfermline. And we're definitely on the right path now, because the signs are coming thick and fast. Yeah, so last time I was in Crossford, I found a tree swing, and then I ran this sort of prize giveaway where I hid my first aid card, and whoever found it got a prize, but I don't think anyone ever found it. So I wonder if we'll go through or past that area and see if the card's still there. I'd like to have it back. Oh man. I'm just looking for that perfect spot now. Something tells me I'm really close to where I hid the card. What a turnout would that be if I found that card today? I'm sure I came up this way in that episode. Maybe I should do a wee cut back to that episode and I'll show you what I mean. Well, your eyes do not deceive you, alas. Well, literally I was thinking I'm just going to start heading home. I'm going to head home. This is it. I've had enough of Crossford and not having any tree swings for Ginger Man. And then right there, looks pretty safe. Good bit of wood. Let's give it a whirl. Okay.
He rocks in the treetop all the day long, hopping and a bopping and a singing his song. All the little birds on Jaybird Street love to hear the robin go tweet, 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 rockin' Robin.
Okay, so because Ginger Man has had such an effort getting here, we're going to play a little game. I'm going to hide this danger response airway breathing CPR card. I'm going to hide it here. I'm going to hide it here. And if one of my followers finds this card, they can, and I'll know it's mine because it's got my name on it. Okay, so if they find this card, they will win a prize, another prize. Come get the card and then cash it in for a prize with the Ginger Man. Well, look at this rock. She goes under the rock. Oh, well, someone found it and cash it in for a prize. Maybe 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, next week, tomorrow, who knows. Anyway, good luck. I'm in back. This. Was that the tree swing? Was this the tree swing? Now, I don't have access to my phone with the video to go back and check right now where I hid the card. So now I'm just going to have to look under rocks for 10 minutes. Wish me luck. This one. Probably watching this back like, Ginger Man, it's under that rock, and I've just walked past it and I can't see it. It's sad. I can't see where I hid it. I know it's somewhere around here. I know it. Drives me crazy. Could be here all day looking for it. Maybe someone's found it. Maybe someone found it. And maybe it's just gone. Never to be spoken about again, but it was a while ago. Wait a minute. Yeah. It's not there. Nah, I give up. I tap out. I'm not finding it. That's a shame. Just walking up Kirkwood Crescent. Lovely stuff. What does this sign up here say? It's pointing me in this direction. We're going past Knockhouse Farm. Aha. That's where we are. There's the road. And there is confirmation of our Pilgrim Way man. Let's do it. There she is, Dunfermline Abbey. I don't know if you can see on the GoPro, but it's really close now. And that's our first stop on the Pilgrims Way to St Andrews. Still got a long way to go, but a lot less distance than what I had this morning. So, you know, positive. The glass is half full. Got this new sitting tool. It didn't look as swiftly as I wanted it to be. So if you remember on the Fife Coast, I was just sitting on a towel. I've got this mat. I'm going to have my wee peace break now, because my legs are tired a little. I've just actually powered on, not stopping for much thought. I'm going to have a wee read of my book, have a catch up with St Serf, see what he's been up to, and then just finish the rest of this stunning walk. So it was interesting reading here again about St Serf. And his foundation beginning in Culross. According to some accounts, he was given as the site for a church by the Pictish king Brud IV, whom he had cured from a deadly illness. He appears to have set up a school for young boys there, and according to the Vita Sancta Servani, there was where he was buried, having died at Dunning, which was the site of another of his spectacular miracles, the slaying of a dragon. Certainly, Culross seems to have become the centre of the posthumous cult which grew up around Serf, possibly several hundred years after his death. So, it's so fascinating. But he's clearly done something throughout his life that has touched people, and, you know, the legend lives on, so to speak. And as I was talking about earlier, there's 9 churches in Fife with his name. So, yeah, the guy has definitely left his imprint. So yeah, more reading to be done here, because this is fascinating. I recommend you get this if you're going to do the walk. Dean Plantation, forest walks that way. Excellent, good. Dunfermline that way, great. Crossford that way. And there she is. Fife Pilgrims Way. This way. Get right up and close with the cows here and in the farm life. There's Dunfermline right there, right in front of us now. This is a beautiful scene, a beautiful sight. There's some cows. This little road here is okay. Take away the bridges and the wind turbine and the modern buildings. The pilgrims would have walked along a similar path like this and seen the abbey up ahead, like as it is. Well, it would have been different. There's been changes along the years, but you get what I'm saying. And they'd have been seeing it there, getting closer and closer, thinking, I cannot wait to get there and get some ale and get some pigeon pie in my belly. Because they didn't have a plastic bottle of Lucasade to keep them going. They had to rely on their wits and their knowledge of nature and all of these things that we take for granted today because we've got technology, we've got plastic, we've got everything, we've got it all. And I guess that's created a lot of our problems today. And now at this point in history we stand at a time when we have an abundance of resources, technology. It's finding out what to do with those to make the future better for those who come next, because I feel like that's what the people have done before us. You know, there's aspects that have been left pretty poorly, but ultimately it was a drive to make the world a better place. And we hold that notion as a walk on this path to the Fife Pilgrims Way, who were walking for faith. And not similar to what I'm doing, a faith, a belief in the world that I live in today. The people that are around me. I have faith in everyone, and I have faith in the institutions that, you know, the fundamental pillars of our society. I believe in them all. I have faith in them all. And that's what this walk is. It's a walk of faith. There you go. Heartfelt. Deep feels from the Ginger Man. That's what it does to you going out on a walk like this. It brings it all out, especially on your own. Well, it's official, this ginger pilgrim has made it to Dunfermline. The houses are all starting to come in now, and I know exactly where I am. I'm right next to the Dunfermline Glen. I take a nice stroll up through the Glen, and I'll finish this section at the Abbey. What a great place to end day one of the Fife Pilgrims Way. And the plan is I'll be releasing each episode every Saturday, part 1 up to, I'm aiming for 5 parts. So hopefully we get this in 5 parts. Boom, there we go. It's official, I've touched down in the big city. I'm in the big city. And the first thing I see is a Pilgrim's Way sign that's sending me this way. But because I'm somewhat of a local, I'm going to take a diversion through my favourite part of Dunfermline, and that's the Glen. My way to end day one. Here we are, the jewel in Dunfermline's crown is Pittencrieff Park, aka the Glen. Wonder what this area looked like back in the Pilgrims' day. Probably not accessible to them. And Andrew Carnegie didn't even exist. So it's always interesting to try and draw timelines with significant times and people, tag and historical crossovers and where they match. Just a moment of silence and respect for Dunfermline Glen. Yes, this is what we're talking about. Untouched over time almost. Look at the trees. And given time and untouched by humans, this is what nature does for us. It creates absolute perfection. I doubt there's going to be as grand a section end in the Fife Pilgrims Way other than the end at St Andrews than this section at Dunfermline Abbey. On a day like today, the sun's shining, the sky's blue, the squirrels are out. This is what it's all about. I don't know if it's because it's the first time I've walked towards the Dunfermline Abbey with such meaning, or it's just the weather today, I don't know, but I've never seen the Abbey looking so beautiful as it does right now. This is just so spectacular and perfect. Wow. Incredible stuff. And there she is, there's board number 2. We've made it. They've got these beautiful boards sectioned out. And as I reach that, that will conclude part 1 of Ginger Man's Fife Pilgrim Way walk. We make it. So, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week for the next part of the walk, which is Dunfermline to Lochore Meadows. Thanks for watching. Peace!